Hello, hello. Welcome back to A Dose of Sass. It's your girl Caitlin of Sass and Cellulite, and we have to talk. Oh, because what's going on with the ads? What's going on with the brands? There's some scary stuff happening in the ad space right now. Some concerning things that we need to discuss. Because you're not crazy, it is for real. First and foremost, the main topic of today's episode is that dang Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ad. Sydney Sweeney has great genes. Let's talk about it. First of all, if you haven't seen the ad, there's an ad that came out. There's maybe 3 variations of it with Sydney Sweeney showing off American Eagle jeans. The theme of these ads was a play on genes and genes, as in denim and genetics. And if you thought it was just a fun little play on words, unfortunately, it's not that shallow, and it is a lot deeper and more concerning than that. As we know, body positivity is no longer trendy, right? Thin is in, and it's not just the fact that it's a thin, white, blonde, blue-eyed girl in the commercial. I don't care. That's 90% of commercials. It's the fact that thin is in correlates with conservative ideals being in. We have an alt-right president currently. We're watching brands remove their DEI policies. We're watching brands align themselves with more conservative ideals. In some ways it's subtle, in some ways it's not. And American Eagle has decided with this ad, they're not really being subtle about it, which is crazy because American Eagle used to be known, their brand Airy was this whole Airy reel. They're one of the first kind of body positive brands. They had curvy models, which was a big thing. And now they've swung the complete opposite direction and are going, actually, the ideal is Sydney Sweeney. It's thin, white, blonde, blue-eyed Sydney Sweeney. And the issue with this ad, if you haven't seen it, the rhetoric of the ad is the theme, Sydney Sweeney has great genes, and genes being the play on words, right? So it's an emphasis on Sydney Sweeney herself having good genetics and Sydney Sweeney showing off American Eagle genes. If it was anyone else except for a blonde, blue-eyed white girl, it wouldn't be such a problem. But because it is, my hackles are raised, right? My radar is blaring. Something is off with this commercial. Her words in the commercial say, genes are passed down from parents to offspring, and they can affect things like hair color, eye color, and even personality. And all the while she's zipping up her jeans. And then at the end she says, my jeans are blue. Again, a play on words. Do you really think that in this political climate, that an ad about genetics is just a play on words? Unfortunately, it's not. Unfortunately, it is a eugenic dog whistle. It is a conservative dog whistle. It is showing American Eagle has chosen their side. They have chosen the audience that they are seeking. And the reason I know it's that deep is because conservatives are praising the commercial. Trump praised the commercial by saying Sydney Sweeney has great genes, genetics. You're saying that Sydney Sweeney is the ideal, not just the beauty standard for fashion and lifestyle, right? No, we're talking about eugenics. If you're not familiar, eugenics is the belief that there is a genetic superiority for the human population, specifically the white male genetic superiority. If they made a commercial that was a range of body types, body sizes, hair colors, skin colors, and everybody said, I have great genes, that would be a fun ad. That would be a silly, fun play on words. But when you pick a thin, blonde, blue-eyed white girl and say she's the genetic superiority, you're not just selling genes, you're selling beliefs. And American Eagle has made it clear where their beliefs stand. The other issue with this ad that I'm not seeing as many people talk about is the similarities between Sydney Sweeney's Great Genes ad and Brooke Shields' 80s Calvin Klein ad. Now, there's a recent Brooke Shields documentary that came out about her modeling career and how she was exploited as a child and the behind the scenes of growing up as a model and all sorts of problematic things there. I haven't watched it, but I did watch this clip of her talking about the Calvin Klein jeans ad. And she did this ad when she was about 16, and the similarities are uncanny. Not only are they these over-sexualized, cinematic style jean commercials with someone who was the face of the beauty standard at the time, but even down to some of the rhetoric and the voiceover stamp theme at the end. So the end of the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ads say, Sydney Sweeney has great genes in this deep men slow voice. At the end of the Calvin Klein Brooke Shields ads, it says Calvin Klein jeans, same voice. I'm assuming that that's probably where a lot of the inspiration for these American Eagle ads came from. The other one is Brooke Shields does a really similar genetics monologue while pulling up and zipping on her jeans. She talks about what genes influence. It seems to talk a little bit more about genes as in denim, but it boils down to, I have perfect genes. I have perfect DNA. Very, very, very similar. Another one that Brooke Shields does in this same campaign is a clip of her laying on the ground in the Calvin Klein jeans saying, and now I've put away childish things and I'm ready for Calvin's. And then she kind of looks away from the camera and looks a little bit forlorn, a little bit sad, and sticks her thumb in her mouth like she's sucking her thumb. And then it says Calvin Klein jeans. That one is just inappropriate and weird. But this whole series of these like over-sexualized jean commercials, not to mention the fact that Brooke Shields is 16 years old doing this campaign. And now we're seeing a repeat of the same toxic marketing, now with a level of alt-right idealism. Scary. Uh-oh. Don't like that. That's the end of it for me in American Eagle, unfortunately. I've been over American Eagle for a while. A while back, Aerie has been slowly fading out their body positivity, but they're lying to themselves, because a while ago, I think it was last summer, they did this post on their Instagram that was promoting their swimwear, and it said, sexy is an energy, not a body type, which is all great and fine, except for what they used for the photo was all thin models. And everyone was like, hey, so you kind of missed the point when you said it's not a body type, and then you showed exactly all the same body types that are thin and white. Bummer. They've stopped at size XXL. They've always been size XXL as their largest size, and they've gotten away with it because it fits about a size 20. So they go, we carry plus sizes. No, you don't. If you haven't listened to the episode or heard me rant on the internet of how XL and XXL are not the same as 1X and 2X, different size chart entirely. Just because your XL can fit me, a size 18, doesn't mean you carry plus sizes. Nor do you want plus size people to buy your clothing. Everything's oversized. So like, I guess you could wear it. So I've been on the outs with Aerie and American Eagle for a while now, but this was the nail in the coffin. This is concerning. And it wouldn't be surprising to me if in 10 years, they circle back around to Aerie real bodies, body positivity, because everything cycles, right? Everything's a trend. And unfortunately, the trends are scary right now. And apparently the trend is eugenics, because Dunkin' Donuts also put out a concerning genetic ad featuring the star of the series The Summer I Turned Pretty, which I haven't watched, but I believe this actor, his name is Gavin Castellagno. I have no idea if that's how you say his name. I haven't watched the show. He plays a character, Jeremiah. And I don't keep up with the show, but this season, supposedly his character is like the absolute worst. So not good timing for him doing this ad, because people already hate him fictionally. And if they didn't already, they'd be bothered by this ad too, because he is a white boy with light brown curly hair who happens to have a tan. He's from Dallas, Texas. He may have some non-white heritage. I don't know. But first of all, why the heck is Dunkin' Donuts talking about genetics? His script in the ad is this tan, genetics. And then he goes on to talk about their like summer splash drink, or how it's the perfect thing for summer, or I don't even care. But everyone's like, whoa. These came out at the same time. What's going on? What is actually going on? Brands are getting more and more bold with sharing where they stand in their politics and their beliefs and ideals. And personally, it's just telling me where I'm going to put my wallet. And it's not with these brands. Another brand that I'm so sad is losing my business is e.l.f. I have loved e.l.f. They make up 80% of my makeup bag. They are the go-to discount affordable beauty brand, right? They've got skincare, they've got makeup, etc. They put out an ad with Matt Rife. Matt Rife is a problematic comedian. I use the word comedian loosely because he's not funny, but that is unfortunately his profession. Matt Rife is problematic in his jokes. Not surprising. He's a comedian. He's a white guy who, in his Netflix special, opens with a joke about domestic violence victims. Uh-oh. That one didn't go over well. And what did e.l.f. do? They booked him for this commercial and said, we're going to make a play on being a victim of overpriced beauty. Has overpriced beauty hurt your wallet? You may be entitled to benefits. It's this kind of jokey lawsuit style commercial. And the caption includes, need to report your beauty injustices? Call us at 1-855 Hard Lash. If it was anybody else, it would be funny. It would be fine as an ad. But you chose someone who has made inappropriate jokes about domestic violence, inappropriate jokes about women and their role in the household, a white man who has nothing to do with beauty whatsoever, and said, he's the one to do the ad with. Hello? You've lost me. You've lost thousands of customers with that one. I'm gonna be on the hunt for some e.l.f. replacements, because what the heck? What the heck? Literally, what is going on with the brands? What's going on with the ads? Oh my gosh. This is my other complaint right now. I've been watching a lot of Hulu because I've been catching up on Love Island UK. And I don't know if it's not just Hulu. I was going to say, I don't know if it's just Hulu. No, it's everywhere. Every single TV show that I watch, I don't care what streaming platform it's on, but unfortunately it's really prevalent on Hulu. Every single ad break is an ad for weight loss. Hers, Roman, Zepbound, whether it's like a literal medical product or it's how to get your medical product from a prescription company, from, oh my God, it's every single commercial. And it's not just once when I'm watching my show, it's every single ad break. And I'm getting so tired of it because I can't just sit there and tune it out, unfortunately. If it was any other medication commercial, which there's a lot of them, all those little jingles get stuck in my head, I could just tune it out. But it makes me angry every single time that I don't even want to watch TV. I get them in my Instagram feed. I get them on the freaking bus. They're everywhere. And I'm so exhausted. I'm so tired of the weight loss ads. It's just so sad to me that the trend of products, like, it's not even just a trend in health, a trend in beauty. It's a trend in like the thing that's making people money. But a trend in capitalism is freaking weight loss. Ugh, I want to turn it off. Get me out of here. Can I get to a different timeline, please? Another brand that's making unsurprising but concerning moves is Skims. I've never been a fan of Skims. I'm not a fan of the Kardashians in any capacity. I've never watched their show. I don't care to. I don't care about any single one of them, and I won't support any of their brands. Oh, don't even get me started on freaking, who is it, Chloe, that released a protein popcorn? Why are we making a protein popcorn? Why are we putting protein in everything? That's the other thing. Weight loss everywhere. Protein everywhere. God, eat some freaking real food. Ugh. I'm sorry. I'm yelling at you in this episode, but like, this is the podcast. Can we stop making more processed foods that add protein instead of like eating real protein sources? I saw this Instagram post the other day. One of my friends put it on her close friends. She's a dietitian. And it was like protein before, and it's like fish, meat, eggs, right? Like literal animal-based protein products. And yes, I'm not going to talk about the whole animal versus non-animal based protein discussion at the moment, but it was like protein then, all of these animal based things, protein now, like protein pasta, protein pancakes, protein granola bars, protein popcorn, protein yogurt. What happened to freaking eating whole foods? Not to get on the like whole food soapbox, because that unfortunately is a slippery slope to the alt-right pipeline as well, but nobody's eating real food anymore. Like, we are so quick to jump to eating a protein cookie to hit our arbitrary protein goals than we are to like have 3 full meals with nutritionally dense foods and a variety of foods and get our fiber and eat our fruits and vegetables and drink our water. Like, we're jumping through hoops that we don't have to jump through. Back to the freaking Kardashians. So not only do we have the stupid protein powder, popcorn, freaking whatever, but the current stupid Skims one is they came out with a face shapewear. Huh? They came out with this thing called the Ultimate Face. Our first ever face innovation, made with signature sculpting fabric and infused with collagen yarns for ultra soft jaw support. What you do is apparently you wear it at night to sleep. It looks like a weird faceless ski mask, and it's supposed to snatch your jaw and get rid of your double chin and whatever the heck. Can we get a break? In case you need to hear it, you don't need freaking facial shapewear. Huh? Normalize soft jawlines, baby. Normalize double chins. We all got them. God forbid we have a restful night's sleep. Now you gotta wear shapewear when you go to bed. Beauty is a crime. Ugh. It's not a surprising product release from a brand who's known for their shapewear and whose face of their company is someone with an artificial body. But it makes me disappointed in the state of our universe. Another disappointment, Lululemon, a brand I've never ever been interested in because they've never carried my size and don't plan to. even though they pretend to have curvy models in their thing, in their clothes. They have something called the Sweat Collective, which is, it seems to be kind of like their ambassador program. You can sign up and get discounts and whatever. And to qualify for this program, you have to be like a fitness instructor, a personal trainer, a studio owner, an athlete, a coach. Those are like the main categories. And they recently decided that dancers no longer fall under their athlete category. Huh? Excuse me? Dancers are some of the most athletic people on the planet. And they didn't drop just dancers, they dropped dance studio owners, dance teachers. They were like, oh, well, it's not that dancers aren't athletes, it's that we're focusing on people that teach and, lead adults in movement. Then why not include dance teachers? They're leading people in movement the most. Why not include dance studio owners? Excuse me? So I don't know what the hell is their problem. If I didn't already hate the brand, it would be done for me there. Because how dare you not say that dancers are athletes? And it's not even that they excluded them from the jump. It's that they used to include them and now they've decided, no. What a wild take. A brand going on my biting list. Now, this one's not necessarily problematic. I just find it to be interesting as we're talking about trends and brands and thin is in. Are you familiar with a gal named Kayla Itsines? If you had a disordered relationship with food or body during the year 2016, if you had a disordered relationship with food or body during the year 2016, you're probably familiar with this person. But Kayla Itsines is known for launching her like Beachbody program and her app Sweat. These high intensity workouts back when high intensity workouts were like all the rage in 2016, right? And it was just your typical standard lose weight, get fit workout program, right? It just became really, really popular. And she had like 14 million followers on Instagram in 2016. She also had meal planning guides, the whole 9 yards. She's kind of the blueprint for the late 2010s fitness gurus, at least on the internet. So fast forward to 2025, she just released a strength program. I got an ad for it on my Instagram. I've never followed this gal. And I find it really interesting. I just, my ears perked up immediately because I went, oh, when people hear the name Kayla Itsines, it's synonymous with like Beachbody, sweat, high intensity girl. But that's not trendy anymore. The trend has shifted to lower intensity workouts, strength training, bodybuilding, being in the gym, lifting, not running, eating more to hit your protein goals, bulking, right? Like that is where the trend with fitness has gone. So, of course, being a business owner and entrepreneur that she is, she's following the trends. I just think it's so interesting that like someone who is so synonymous with high intensity has gone, no, that's no longer the way. Now it's all about lifting in the gym. Here's my new program. Here's my new blah, 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 blah. And I bet she would even say that HIIT workouts are no longer recommended. There are countless accounts on TikTok that go, I used to be all about cardio and HIIT workouts and my body wouldn't be changing. And then I started lifting and doing this and that, something completely opposite, right? Low impact. I did Pilates. I started stretching and going and lifting weights and watch how my body transformed. I'm not here to say that either of those is right or wrong, but all that does is feed into the narrative that the only purpose of fitness is to enhance your external physical body, is to change your body in some way, is to look thinner, lose weight, get toned, etc., etc. If you like doing HIIT workouts, do them. If you like lifting in the gym, do that. But don't let anybody convince you that their program, their new thing, their whatever, their way or the highway, there's no one perfect workout plan. There's no one perfect challenge, gym routine, anything. The perfect gym routine is the one that you like to do. The best workout is the one that you actually end up doing. The one that you like to do, the one that you can do the most consistently, the one that you don't feel like crap about yourself. So while the trend is very anti-HIIT, anti-everything we thought in 2016, it's nearly a decade later now, we're doing something totally different. It's just a trend. It'll circle back around. It all does. Someone in the year 2029 is going to discover HIIT workouts again and create a whole new program and go viral. Like it is. It's just going to happen. So the moral of this episode is think a little bit deeper about your brand's commercials, because what they're saying is a reflection of what they believe and who they support. And two, your body's not a trend. You don't need to change it to keep up with anything that's happening right now. You don't need the weight loss supplements. You don't need the perfect new workout app. You don't need the new supplement and the new thing that's being promoted by the best celebrity of the time. It's literally just a trend. Take care of yourself. Eat some real protein. Other moral of this episode. And take care of yourself, okay? It's scary out there. If you want to rant about anything that I just talked about, or you have questions about it, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope you're not feeling too bummed out. If you like this episode, catch up on the rest of them. Share it, like it, review it, send it to a friend. I appreciate you, and I'll catch you next time.